games. I mean, they talked about another big injury, and it's Ennis Rakestraw, which Dan confirmed it's a shoulder injury, which is pretty brutal. I mean, he's dealt with it's. What's unfortunate is every time Ennis has been injured recently, it's been different injuries. Like
Yeah.
he had the chest injury, now he has a shoulder injury. I can't remember what he had another one. It might have been a shoulder. I don't remember off the top of my head, but he's injured again. I know coming out of college, I think it was like a hip or something. Nah, maybe not a hip. It was something. Hamstring. Can't remember what it was, but I know coming out of Missouri, he was dealing with an injury, which
I
is
think
why
he
he
has
fell.
had a hip situation as well.
So there's something. I can't remember what it is, but coming out of Missouri, he was dealing with something, which is why he slid in the draft. And then he's just kind of been injured. I mean, last year, Jay-Z said it was a hamstring. Again, I don't remember what it was during the season. I know he was hurt during the year. And then now he's starting the year with injuries. Like, it's like, let's just keep it a stack here. They're not his fault. I will say that. And it's not like Ennis wants to be injured. I'm not insinuating that. But when a player is injured, like at some point and they keep getting injured, you can say it's bad luck. It's the same thing we have with Marcus Davenport. Like Marcus Davenport got hurt in week 3 last year, and people are like, "Well, it was a crazy like one-off injury." He's had 15 of those in the last 5 years. I mean, it's just people who just consistently get one-off injuries. You're injury prone.
And that's why I hate when people say that. Like, it's not his fault. Like you said, it's not his fault. Well, no, it's not his fault, but there are just players who they always are getting injured, and it's just their body. It's maybe the way they approach things. It's just, it's unlucky. That's what literally the definition of injury prone is you just keep getting injured. No one's ever, like when you say that, Jeff, like he's not trying to get, no one in the world is trying to ever get injured. So there's no blame on Ennis. And that's why I think this whole thing sucks a little bit, because now it's one of those things where this is something that Ennis is going to have to kind of live with in his career until he puts a couple seasons back to back together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, we need you healthy, because we have talked about Jeff all off season long. How much does Ennis Rakestraw have to prove? Like Dan Campbell in the owners meetings when we had pulled that video up a couple months ago, Dan was like, hey, for that corner position, one of the biggest jumps is your year 1 to year 2. And he brought up specifically to Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw, like specifically brought Ennis Rakestraw up and how excited he was to see him compete this year, training camp, go out there and do what he does. You just don't get to see it now. Like, essentially, obviously there's no like confirmed, maybe something else happens to where he could be back week 1, who knows, but it sounds like it's a long-term thing, and that he's going to be out a couple weeks. And it's one of those things where it's just, I hate to say this, I see this is why it's such a bad business we're in sometimes, Jeff, because this isn't at the player, it's not at the person, but like Brad Holmes is drafting and just bringing in injured guys constantly. Emmanuel Mosley, like new, coming off an injury, gets injured again. Davenport, constantly injured. You draft a Levi O, constantly injured. Had the back issue, constantly injured. And I know it's different things, but like one thing leads to the next, and then to the next. And then Ennis Rakestraw, constantly injured. So I do think like it's hindsight definitely looking back. But what did we and you have? What let me ask you this, Jeff, because this is a full circle moment for you and I, at least. What was the one knock that we had on Ennis Rakestraw when coming out of the draft? Me and you, everyone said that's a first round guy. We had Scott Bischoff on first round. I don't know if Scott said it, but we had a couple draft people on first round guy, Ennis Rakestraw. But our one knock, what was it that we kept bringing up?
Well, he has a good amount of injuries in college. I mean, he did.
That we literally talked about that constantly during the draft process with Ennis Rakestraw. Constantly.
I believe, to be honest, like if I want, I just wanted to make sure I had the information before I start talking about it. So he tore his ACL in 2021. He was a sideline for a majority of the year, and then I think his senior year, I can't remember if it was senior or junior, but I know coming out he was he didn't play. He made plays, but he was hindered by another injury. And then
it was just constant.
In his rookie year, I have it here. His rookie year, he had an ankle injury that limited him in training camp and early on in the season. Then he had a hamstring injury week 2 in warmups. So he had the ankle injury he was nursing. He got back week 2, pulled his hamstring before the game in week 2. And then he was on IR. And then he had core muscle surgery in the spring, which impacted his training camp availability. All right. And then this year, he's already had the chest contusion, and then he just had a shoulder injury. So he's had, a handful of longer term injuries, and he already came out of college with long term injuries, or had.
Yeah, that was the issue that we had coming out of the draft was, hey, we do not want him in the first round because of the injury issues. Like that's something you do not want to link yourself with. And we're like, okay, we can convince ourselves in the second round it's not as valuable of a pick, still a pretty valuable pick. And you're in year 2 with the second round guy, man.
I've interrupted the video to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Comer & Cross, and their one-day installation for concrete floor coatings, garages, basements, patios. They do it all. And I'm sure you're tired of staring at your crack-stained garage floor. Well, I have the answer for you. Comer & Cross in their summer installation sale, they're offering 12 months same as cash or $500 in savings. Why put it off? You can contact the number 248-834-3488. They transform patios, pool decks, basements, even driveways. They do it all. And the best part is they move the stuff out for you. They repair your cracks and pits before applying your stunning new floor, guaranteed. Comer & Cross concrete floors never chip, crack, or peel like epoxy or paint. Again, you could call the number 248-834-3488, or you can book your free estimate at comercross.com. Let's get back to the video.
You've gotten essentially nothing out of him, right? And if you go into this year and if this is a long-term injury, even if he comes back, Jeff, like what is his impact on the team going to be right away? Special teams?
Oh, missing all this time? Yeah, no. Yeah,
no. Like you think right away they're going to be like, Dan's going to be like, yep, throw him out there at corner. Like, no. Like,
yeah, no way.
You expected a second-round guy to come in and compete for a starting job in year 2, year 3. It's like, yes, it's not year 1 like a Terrion. Eventually, you're like, hey, this guy, you're a second-round dude. That's a Sam Laporta, a Brian Branch in the second round. It's just
so yeah. I let me say this. We're gonna go down this road again, but we're gonna just have to do it. Like, I think I don't know what it is with Brad. I don't know if he's got a kink for injured players. He's got something with the injured players, man. I don't know what it is. It's not just drafting, by the way. He's actually said it before, and I think it was in an interview, and he said, because Brad was in a really bad, severe car crash. Remember that? He told that story, and then he ended up like kind of rehabbing from it and bouncing back from it. And so he looks at players that have dealt with injuries as kind of like forgotten about. And he's like, well, I could get them at a discounted price, and the payoff would be enormous because it's like their stock is all-time low because of injuries. But I think what Brad, and this is like the one thing, again, he's human. He's an excellent GM. He's one of the best. But the side where it's like, okay, Brad, can we just have a conversation here? If a guy is injured, often, usually they stay injured. Often. It's kind of like Cooper Kupp over the last couple of years. He's been injured often. What is he going to do in Seattle? All of a sudden stay healthy and play every single game?
Probably going to be injured. I bet you he's already had his injury.
He's going to be injured. It's just how it goes, man. It's how it goes. And obviously, the older you get, it gets harder to stay healthy. But we've seen this with Davenport. We saw this with Levi coming out. We've seen this with Josh Pascal. We've seen this with Ennis Rakestraw. I'm thinking of there's more names I can't think of. The chat can help me out. Guys that have dealt with injury that Brad has acquired, or American Davenport.
Mosley,
Emmanuel Mosley. Yeah, there's more that I can't think of. But the point is, Brad, we can't be completely shocked by Ennis dealing with another injury. We just can't. Like, I'm not shocked at all. I don't think anyone in this chat, we have a very intelligent chat. You've been covering the Lions, Boone, for a while. There's no way you're surprised by this. Like,
I knew this was going to happen.
You know what I mean?
Dude, and like, perfect analogy of this, I was thinking about this, Jeff. Imagine, okay, say I owned an enterprise, right? No pun with, I know Brad worked at an enterprise.
Oh, that's true.
And maybe he should have learned from this. If you own an enterprise, Jeff, and you're trying to give cars to clients, right? You're buying cars for your business. Are you going to go out there and buy like, hey, I can get a great deal on this car with 250,000 miles that is broken down 10 times, and I can only get it for 2,000, but I can I can get a lot of those cars. Or it's like, hey, I can spend double the price and get a car that's never broken down before, has half of the miles, and it's going to be reliable. Brad is shown to be at times, not all the time, But at times where it could hurt you, he has shown to buy the cheap cars that are at a discounted price, right? And like hope that, hey, this car is going to get us through where we need to go. That's not always the case. And I would have to say, in my opinion, it hasn't worked more often than it's worked.
No, yeah, it just
I don't know if he's brought in one of these discounted players that get injured and you get at a cheap price because of a discount and that they've worked out. I don't know if they have. Like Levi O, even like this last offseason, Jeff, I specifically said it. Hey, like Levi O was getting better. Could you have, for the price of Levi or maybe a couple million more, went out and got one of the higher or the mid-level edge rushers and D linemen? Yes, you could have. But what did he do? He goes, hey, he looked good. Levi O looked good. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to keep him here on a discount. What happened? Man gets hurt out for the season. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what Marcus Davenport last year? Hey, man, like, just such a high upside. Like, we really love what he brings to the table when he's healthy. I get it. Man just had bad luck. He's had bad luck, man. Or no, maybe he's just injury prone.
Yeah,
and then they sign him, and guess what? Week 3, out for the season. And all training camp last year, guess what we heard? He looks the best he's ever looked. He's in the greatest shape of his life. Gets hurt. This year, guess what we're hearing about Marcus Davenport? Greatest shape of his life.
Like, here's
deja vu, man.
Can I? And it's by the way, CD Deuce. He was injured. They signed him on a 1-year flyer.
Injured for the season.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just comical. Cody, you missed the whole point, bro.
He said that was sarcasm.
I don't know. I hope so. So we should not extend Hutch since he's been injured twice and has an injury. Like, I hope he. Oh, it's sarcasm. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I know you're smarter than that, Cody.
There's definitely exceptions, but let's be honest. Like,
I know you're. Yeah, he's at least displayed he'll play in pretty much every game his first 2 years. Okay, so when he gets hurt, you're willing to give him grace. You know, it's just it's a common theme. I get it. I understand it at times. Like if you already have like, and this is I'm going to make it a scenario where people would understand it. If you already have Zadarius Smith, and then you sign a 1-year deal to some flyer like Marcus Davenport, then it looks a lot better because it's like, well, that guy, we're taking a flyer. We don't really need him, but if he helps us, great. You're putting your chips into you're putting your chips into guys that are hurt a lot. It's like Marcus Davenport's your DN too. We don't really know what's after that, but it's like we bank on him staying healthy. It's like, or you're using high picks on guys that don't stay healthy.
I mean, even itty picks, dude. I just thought of this. Mekhi Wingo. Mekhi Wingo was hurt at LSU, didn't play almost the whole season, comes back towards the end, plays. Rookie season, out for season. Now starting training camp, obviously still out for season. It's such a.
And by the way, we're not.
There are steals, but
we're not saying that you won't have bad luck. Obviously, every GM deals with injured players, but it seems like it's a common theme with Brad, where I bet Brad, man. That guy's got a great heart, man. He's got a good heart. He does not lose faith in people, man. Like I would love to be a friend of his.
Oh, dude,
you'd be
one of the best humans, I'm sure.
Yeah, like I would love to be a friend of Brad Holmes. I mean, I'm over here. I'm a good friend of Brad. I'm doing bad in life, man. I'm doing drugs. I'm not. Brad will stick right by me. He'll be like, hey, I'm not giving up on you. Even though everyone's like, dude, you got to drop that friend. He keeps asking you for money. All right, he's not doing anything for you. He's not providing any value in your life. But Brad's like, nope, I'm not giving up on this guy, man. That's how I think
it's Dan. I think it's a mixture of Brad and Dan together. Because when you hear Dan talk about some of these guys, like they like just both of them just like ooze such a good person. Like, man, it's just oh man, we love him as our human. Like it's like
great people skills, man. Like, and I'm not saying Brad, obviously he's an excellent GM, but I'm joking with that. But for whatever reason, he just he really has faith in some. Like, did he bring Emmanuel Mosley back or no? Not this past season, but maybe was that a 1-year thing? I think it was.
No, yeah, last year when he was hurt, he brought him back, and they were like, "He's just such a good guy."
Yeah, dude.
And then he came in. He came into training camp. He had like 2 good training camp practices, and then he tore his pec, and he was out for the year.
Okay, yeah.
It's literally, dude, it's just like guys that they bring in off these discounts. And listen, there are probably, Jeff, other GMs that do this and it works out for. And maybe Brad just has the worst luck of the guys that he picks that are injured. And we're like, dude, you're like 0 for 10 on injured players you bring in. It's not that any of them don't perform. Dude, the crazy thing is, it's not that any of them just don't produce. Some of these guys, I'm sure, around the league go and play and don't produce. These guys just get hurt again. It's not even like a situation where these guys just aren't good. Like, hey, we're going to go for their upside. They play. They don't play. They just don't play. They don't make it to the game.
No, they don't. They don't play. It's not a talent issue. Like, I bet Ennis, I think Ennis with a lot of reps could be decent. The dude's just not available. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise at FisherCTSports.com.